Can't check that off yet. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. That's finished. Been there, done that. Can't check that off yet. Oops, can't check that off yet. Check. That's finished. Still need to do that. Check. 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 Been there, done that. Can't check that off yet.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Mademoiselle Drew, what is it now?
Do you think I could order something?
But of course. You, however, will have to pay this time.
That's fine.
Henri?
I'd like the croque, monsieur.
D'accord. Ça fait 8 euros, s'il vous plaît.
You need to give him 8 euro.
That's one less coin in my purse.
Ah, ham and cheese grilled on a baguette. One of my favorites.
Yum. That was wonderful.
Excusez-moi, mademoiselle.
So, what else do you wish from me?
The picture of Minette that was in the June issue of Glam Glam, was it cropped? Do you remember?
I'm sure it was. Most photographs are these days. Why?
Do you think I could see the uncropped picture?
As it happens, all the pictures which I use in my articles are stored right here in my digital assistant. I will help you, mademoiselle, but only if you help me first. You see, the owner of this cafe, he faces a crise. The person who makes desserts for him has stepped out for his customary 2.5-hour break. Unfortunately, a bus full of American teenagers has pulled up and all are clamoring for parfait. So, I will tell the owner that you will make the parfait, and when you do, he will be indebted to me and will allow me to continue using this table as my office. And I will be indebted to you and will allow you to see the picture. You see how it works?
I get to make parfaits? All right. Okay, looks like I've got chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, strawberry ice cream, caramel ice cream, bananas, tapioca balls, berries, and whipped cream. The first one I have to make is an X-Croix.
Oui, c'est ça.
I'm getting there. Now they want a l'enfer.
C'est bien.
Yes. Next up, a tropical. Yes. Now they want de l'enfer. Next is a corbeau. One Misty, coming up.
Merci.
Here comes a fantasy.
Merci.
He liked it. A Lulu.
C'est bien.
Yes. There, all done.
The owner, he tells me you did a good job. And so, as was our agreement, here is the picture you wish to see.
Great, thank you.
So, what else do you wish from me?
Thank you for talking to me.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Did you get the stuffed parrot?
Here you go. What's it for, anyway?
It's a Minette thing. You wouldn't understand. No one would.
Why did you write Minette that threatening letter?
What? You think I wrote those letters?
I saw the memo you sent Minette about fonts. The letters on it match the letters on one of the threats I found in her dodo box.
You opened Minette's dodo box?
That's the real reason you didn't want me looking in there, isn't it?
Okay. Couple months ago, I got so fed up with her that I just had to get back at her somehow. I'd seen how upset those other letters made her, so I sent one of my own, but just that one. And I never intended to really do anything to her. I just wanted her to suffer, you know, emotionally.
Do you have any idea who sent her those other letters?
None, I swear. Look, you're not going to tell Minette about this, are you? There's really no need. It'll just upset her all over again. And she's so far behind as it is. And there's no telling how she'd take it out on me, or on you, for that matter, just for telling her. So don't say anything to her, okay?
I'm gonna have to think about it. I'll see you later.
What's up?
Well, I'll see you later.
Whenever you have questions, just ask.
What?
Why do you wear that mask?
This mask is a statement, Nancy. It's my way of telling society that it pays far too much attention to the face. I design clothes for the person. I'm telling society, forget the face. Look at the person. Look at my creations. The colors, the fabrics, the lines I choose. They are meant to enhance the person, not the face. The person. The face is inconsequential.
I thought maybe you were just trying to save money on makeup. That was a joke.
Any more questions?
Do you have any idea who sent you that box of cockroaches?
No. Probably just some idiot who has no understanding of how much I have to do and how long it takes me to do it and thinks the world revolves around him and what he wants and can't understand why people don't jump just because he snaps his finger. I mean, probably just some practical joker, that's all.
Someone with a German accent called for you when you were fitting JJ, but he didn't leave a message.
Oh?
I got the feeling he'd spoken with you before.
I'm sure it wasn't important, so don't worry about it. What else?
Why did you break up with Dieter?
That is absolutely, unequivocally, 100% none of your business. And if you ever ask me anything about Dieter again, you're fired. Now go away and let me work. I said go away.
Still need to... That's finished. Oops, haven't done that. Still need to do that. Check. That's finished. When it comes to making tea, been there, done that.
Hello?
Bonjour!
Oh, Nancy! George, go get on the other line, quick. It's Nancy. And remember, talk fast. She's calling all the way from France. So where are you? What have you seen? How do you like Paris? What's Minette like? Have you learned how to design clothes?
Beth, slow down! You don't have to talk fast, okay? My dad bought me a phone card and told me to make as many calls as I want.
Oh, great. Hi, Nance. What's going on? How's Paris? Have you seen the Louvre? What about the Eiffel Tower? How many famous people? George, 3 words. Prepaid phone card. Oh, great. Hey, perfect timing. We were just about to go for a run. Whoa, wait a minute. A run? Jog. I meant jog. But you said run. I meant jog. You know how I feel about the R word, George. Jog. We're going for a jog, Bess. Honest. So, Nance, tell us about Jing Jing Ling.
She likes to lie to people.
She likes to lie?
She says the acting practice that lying gives her helps her be a better model.
Be a better model? Maybe. But a better person? I don't think so.
The windmill Minette works out of was once owned by a woman named Noisette Tornade, who used to be a resistance fighter during World War II.
Was it like her headquarters or something?
I don't know, but I can tell you that a certain young German fashion photographer who used to date Minette has been carrying around the woman's obituary.
Why?
Don't know that either. I have the number of someone in the States who's doing research on her. Maybe I'll give her a call.
Good idea. Something tells me the more you know about that old windmill, the better off you'll be.
I took this very strange phone call from Minette. At least I tried to.
What was so strange about it?
The guy wouldn't give me his name, and he sounded very hostile, and he had a German accent. And, not long after that, some unknown person sent Minette a box of cockroaches.
Ew, yuck.
Tell me about it. They got loose all over her office, and she made me find them and put them back in the box.
Double yuck. Did any kind of note come with them?
Nope.
Sending anonymous letters is one thing, but sending live vermin sounds to me like things are getting personal. Yeah, let's just hope they don't start to get deadly.
Guess I should get back to work.
Bye-bye. Soyez prudent.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
Nancy? As in Drew? I thought you were in France.
I am in France.
Frank, pick up the phone down there. It's Nancy Drew calling from France. Everything okay?
Everything's great.
Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Frank. Whoa, you sound out of breath.
Not out of breath, out of shape.
Me? Hey, you're the one who's been taking a break for the last 2 hours.
Break from what?
Carrying furniture upstairs. Carpet layers are coming to redo the basement tomorrow, so we gotta get everything out. And I use the term we loosely.
Hey, I'm pacing myself here.
You're in the kitchen eating jelly donuts, aren't you?
Not anymore.
I'm calling you from my new place of employment.
The old windmill you told us about?
Right.
What's that like?
It's in a section of Paris called Montmartre. The outer office looks like any other modern office, but Manette's studio, which is inside the moulin itself, is very old and funky.
What's Minette like?
Actually, I can't really say right now.
What do you mean? You have met her, right?
Joe, she's calling from the office. She probably means she can't talk right now because she might be overheard.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
What else is going on there?
There's a hidden door in Dieter von Schwesterkrank's place that leads to a tunnel.
What does the tunnel lead to?
It dead ends at a wall that has some kind of lock on it.
How did you find the door?
Dieter, he's a fashion photographer. His great-uncle gave him a key that ultimately opened the door.
So what does this Dieter guy know about the tunnel?
Probably a lot more than he's saying.
Well, you know what you should do next.
Find out more about his great-uncle.
Sure wouldn't hurt.
I didn't tell you who my roommate is, did I?
Is it somebody we know?
Jing Jing Ling.
Jing Jing Ling? The model? You're rooming with J.J. Ling, the famous Australian model?
Yep.
But put her on.
Joe, just calm down.
I'm calm. I'm very calm. I'm completely calm. I just want to say hi, that's all. Put her on.
I can't put her on, Joe. I'm not in her apartment. I'm in the office.
Oh. Think maybe you could put her on later?
Maybe later, yeah.
Sweet.
Parts of Paris are real quaint. Like you can buy stuff from these vendors in the park, but if you want to get a good deal, you have to haggle with them.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like a pain.
Oh, Frank, where's your spirit of free enterprise? What kind of stuff do they have, Nancy?
To me, it all looked like junk, but Manette uses stuff she buys there to stimulate her artistic sinews.
Minette is very strange, isn't she?
It's people like her who keep vendors like them in business.
Plus, their inventory is always changing, so people keep going back to them just to see what new stuff they have.
I wish haggling was common in this country. There's nothing better than feeling like you've gotten yourself a really good deal on something.
And when somebody rips you off?
Nobody rips me off, Frank. Okay, except for that bogus concert ticket I bought from Gerald, the budding juvenile delinquent Higginbotham in junior high school. But I was young then, very young.
Au revoir.
Call back anytime.
See ya.
Modern European History, Lynn Manrique.
Hello, my name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Paris. Actually, I talked to you earlier when you tried to call Manette.
She's finally calling me back? Wonderful. Please, put her on.
I'd like to, but I'm afraid she's still too busy to talk to you.
Oh,
But if you don't mind, could I ask you a couple of questions about Noisette Tournade?
certainly.
You mentioned hidden plunder in your letter to Manette. What did you mean?
Some people said that during the war she took various pieces of artwork, mostly from churches, and stashed them away somewhere so they wouldn't fall into enemy hands.
That sounds pretty heroic to me.
Well, some people said she stole them for herself. And unfortunately, the artwork remains lost to this day. No one knows exactly what Noisette took, or if indeed she took anything. You see, from 1942 until the liberation of Paris, Noisette worked as a translator for the Germans by day and an encoder for the French resistance by night. This, as you might imagine, made everyone suspicious of her, both French and Germans alike. And after the war, things got ugly. Especially when people found out she was romantically involved with a German soldier. His name was Hans von Schwesterkrank.
You're kidding me. What happened to him?
Hans left Paris right after the war and never returned, leaving Noisette to fend for herself. She was tried as a collaborator in 1946 and acquitted, but the experience left her quite bitter. She never married, you know, very private person. She served as Paris's Director of Public Works for more than 20 years, yet not one person has been able to tell me what her favorite color was. In any case, Noisette was terribly hurt that the city she loved had turned on her like that. After her trial, she told the press that the truth of what she'd done during the war resided in her and in the person and place she loved the most. And that was that. She never spoke of her wartime activities again. I assume that the person she was referring to was Hans von Schwesterkrank, who passed away a year or two ago, and that the place was her beloved Moulin, which is where she lived for almost half a century after the war. That's why I'm hoping Minette will allow me to visit it. Now, I've got a question for you. In the hours before she died, Noisette was said to have constantly muttered 3 words, red, left, green. Is there anything inside the Moulin that has to do with red, left, green? Anything at all?
No, but I'll keep that in mind and let you know if I see something.
I'd appreciate it. Any other questions?
What was the French resistance?
That was the name given to the various groups of men and women who did their best to undermine Germany's military occupation of France during World War II. Some would engage in strikes and sabotage, while others would collect and pass intelligence along to the Allies. Needless to say, their operations were highly covert and very dangerous.
What else can you tell me about the German occupation of Paris?
The German army entered Paris on June 14, 1940, and after France formally surrendered on June 22nd, the Germans controlled the city. They took whatever they wanted, food, supplies, houses, artwork, and dictated how Parisians were to live their lives. Naturally, their presence was deeply resented. Some people ignored the situation as best they could. Some collaborated with the Germans, while others, like those in the resistance, fought back until the city was finally liberated on August 25, 1944.
What's the story behind the Cross of Lorraine?
The vertical bar crossed by 2 horizontal bars is an emblem that was first used by Joan of Arc, as well as the Dukes of Lorraine in the 15th century. But during and after World War II, it became a symbol of the French resistance. Nowadays, it's not unusual to see it on statues or monuments commemorating the period in French history from 1940 to 1945.
After the war, when she was the Director of Public Works, what kind of things did Noisette do?
She oversaw many of the services which the citizens of Paris enjoyed every day. Streets, bridges, parks, their maintenance all came under Noisette's purview. She particularly enjoyed putting various forms of art on permanent display in various public places, especially parks.
What did you mean when you said Noisette was tried as a collaborator?
Collaborators were French citizens who not only failed to resist the occupation, but actually helped the Germans keep it going. Because Noisette had worked for the Germans as a translator and had a German boyfriend, after the war, many of her countrymen automatically accused her of collaboration. When it was revealed that she had been a member of the resistance, instead of exonerating her, that just made some people think she'd been spying for the Germans too. As I said before, it was an ugly time, one which poor Noisette spent the rest of her life trying to forget.
Do you know anything about the M380 decoder?
It's a machine that the resistance is said to have used to encode and decode their messages during the war. To decode a message, the dials on it had to be in the same position as they were when the message was encoded. The famous Enigma machine operated in much the same way.
The famous what?
The Enigma machine is what the Germans used to encipher and decipher their secret messages during World War II. Allied codebreakers were finally able to figure out how the machine worked, and as a result, some say the war ended 2 years sooner than it would have otherwise.
How likely is it that Noisette used an M380 decoder?
I would stake my reputation on it.
I really appreciate your help.
It was nothing. Goodbye.
Hello, Jing Jingling? Is it truly you?
No, this isn't Jing Jing. I'm just calling from her phone.
From her phone? So you know Jing Jing? Are you her friend?
Well, yeah, I guess.
You are the most lucky person in the world. I am a big fan of Jing Jing. I call her house and leave massage. I call Minette because I know she works there, but she will not talk to me. She is too... what is the word? Paranormal?
You mean paranoid?
Yes, paranoid. So, if you are not Jing Jing, why do you call me?
This is Zoo, right?
Yes, I am Zhu.
Well, Zoo, my name is Nancy Drew, and I saw a symbol on the wall when I was in an underground passage not too long ago. It looked like 2 leaves with 2 nut-type things attached to them, and I just wondered if you could tell me what it meant or why it was there.
Yes, of course I can. But first, you must have Jing write something for me.
Write something for you?
You must have her write something that I can keep. Have her write, Zoo, my love, Jing. Then, take the metro to the Denver Rochereau station, enter the catacombs, find the bones from the Magdalene Cemetery, and put the autograph in the skull below the plaque.
Have her write Zoo, my love, Jing, go to the catacombs, find the Magdalene Cemetery bones, and leave the autograph in a skull.
Yes, exactly that. Don't worry about desecrating the person whose bones they may be. The skull, it is a fake. My friend and I put it there. And so, after you deliver it, you call me and I tell you all about the symbol you saw.
But what if Jing Jing refuses?
Then, Nancy Drew, it seems we will both be very disappointed.
Mr. von Schwesterkrank? Are you in there?
Who's there?
Nancy Drew. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
I'm very busy. You'll have to come back.
But this is really important. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Well, if you want, you could take some stock photos for me.
Sure.
The list of things I need pictures of is on my desk. You can use the camera I let you borrow.
I'll get right on it. Oh no, the list is in French.
Hey, Rumi, how's it going?
I just talked to this huge fan of yours. He'd really like your autograph.
I'm flattered, but unfortunately he's out of luck. Nobody gets my autograph. I'm afraid that someone will use it to forge my name and steal my identity.
This guy wouldn't do that.
Stuff like that happens to people like me all the time. I'm just not going to take the chance. Want to play hangman?
That'd be great. Z.
Correct.
U. M. Y.
Wrong.
L. O.
Bingo.
V. E.
Bingo.
J.
Afraid not.
I.
Afraid not.
N.
Right you are.
She wasn't even close. May I have that piece of paper?
Sure. Want to play again?
Maybe later.
Anytime you want to play, just let me know.
Guess I'll be running along.
Ciao, Bella.
Une entrée, s'il vous plaît. That's one less coin in my purse. Magdalene. This must be the place Zoo was talking about. And there's a skull. I need to leave JJ's autograph here.
Did you take all those photos for me?
I sure did. They're all right there in your camera.
So you had some questions for me?
What do you know about Noisette Tournade?
The French resistance fighter? I seem to recall reading that she died recently, and that's about it. Why do you ask?
I know 3 things, Mr. von Schwesterkrank. 1. Noisette Tournade, whose obituary you were carrying until it fell out of your pocket in the park. Noisette used to own the old windmill Minette now owns. 2. During World War II, she was rumored to have hidden several valuable works of art from the Germans somewhere in Paris. And 3. She was romantically involved with a German soldier named Hans von Schwesterkrank.
Oh, yes. I know all those things too. Hans was my great-uncle. But there are 1 or 2 things you don't know, Fräulein. You could not have known that just before he passed away, my great-uncle gave me that.
What is it?
Something Noisette gave to him. Turn it over and look on the back. Unfortunately, my great-uncle couldn't remember what any of it meant. She used to be the director of public works, so I went to her favorite park to see if anything there might help me figure out what that card means. But I discovered nothing. You can keep that if you want.
I can?
Yes, I give up. I don't care anymore.
Have you shown this to anyone else?
No, I was too afraid Minette would hear about it. You see, since Minette owns the Moulin where Noisette spent most of her life, I thought dating her would help me figure out what that card meant. But then something totally unexpected and tragic happened. I fell in love with her. Minette is one of the cleverest, most infuriating yet fascinating women I have ever met.
You still feel that way? Even after she broke up with you like that?
I can't help myself. I thought that if I found that missing artwork, I would be a hero and Minette would change her mind about me. But I can barely keep my mind on my work these days, let alone on finding some mystical treasure. If you want to look for it, go right ahead. Right now, the only thing I'm interested in recovering is Minette. What is it now?
It was fun talking to you.
Drop by again?
Sue Loren 4154. I'll bet those numbers are movable. Sounds like that squirrel doesn't like people messing with his statue.